I would like to go to Andrew. Andrew, you have been a leader in like you have turned around businesses as a marketing leader, as a owner of a great brand. What is that advice, or how do you what advice will you give to someone, let's say a fashion business, which is, let's say, doing $1 million a month, go to $5 million a month, for example, in a span of 1 or 2 years? What can they do? What strategies they should adapt that can really turn around the scale at which they're operating? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I look at business like any relationship. And, Caesar said it in the beginning, it's all about relationships. So the way that we look at our customers are the same way you look at friends.
True.
So I don't know if you've had an experience with your friends where I'm Australian. So if I go home and start telling people a whole bunch of stuff about who I am and what I'm doing and how great I am, I'm very quickly like knocked down.
Yeah.
People want a conversation. They want to know what's underneath. They
True.
want a two-way conversation.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. And this is really hard. So for me to actually say this, I'm learning to do it as well. Transparency in your supply chain is one thing, but transparency in your company is another thing.
Yeah.
And I think customers really connect with that.
Yeah.
So in March, when our company, we had an incredibly quick trajectory in our growth, but we were enticed by the traditional wholesale business, and our business went like this. So in March, we lost. I always say we lost 70% of our staff, 90% of our business, but 100% of our fear.
Mm-hmm.
And what turned it around was really a very vulnerable conversation with our customers. So
Yeah.
I jumped back into the company with my team, and I literally wrote a letter to them, to my team, and that letter turned into, and they encouraged me to release it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, we were very honest to say, this has crushed us.
Mm-hmm.
Where the likelihood of us going out of business is real,
Mm-hmm.
and we surrendered to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we shared that. But the most important thing for me personally was my responsibility to my team.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was going to happen. And for them, they couldn't go out and get new jobs.
Yeah.
I didn't want to furlough them because we didn't know what would happen. And then sitting at home doing nothing, getting bored would be a terrible thing. So I committed to saying over the next 2 to 3 weeks, whatever sales we would get, 100% of that would go to our staff. And we would put aside our operational requirements for that. And we had this honest conversation. I wrote a letter to our customers, and it's the thing that turned our company around. It turned us from a traditional wholesale business into primarily a digital e-commerce business. Our customers resonated. We offered them the ability to say, hey, you decide how much you want to pay for this jacket. You could pay full price, or you could pay 25 off, or you could pay 50 off. But knowing that 100% of that will go to our staff. It was remarkable how many people paid full price.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to generate over 3 months worth of salaries for our staff, so we could kind of relax and figure out what our strategy is. So to answer your question, I think the future of growth is being honest with your customer, being honest with who you are, and being okay that you don't know, but be honest about it, because you probably will know by asking for help. And that generally comes from your customer.
Wow, excellent. And with the kind of clarity and the way how that thing that you are able to communicate with your customers, that's amazing. I believe customers resonated with that thought, and that really turned around. Excellent. I'm amazed to hear that. Wow.
Thank you.
Blake,